Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umber Rays, and today we're taking a look at some global news. Yes, it is, even though it is the holiday season, apparently we are still getting a fair amount of news on both sides of the game, so that's something to be excited about. Maybe. Anyway, so let's take a look at what the news is, and as you can see, there's a couple of characters there that you may know. And yes, apparently Global is following very closely behind on the JP side on this one, even though you guys are falling very behind on Tifa and Vincent, who I would much rather recommend than maybe this banners, but without the exact data yet, it is really kind of a little bit difficult to say how good this banner will be. But starting off the news, as it turns out, we're all getting a free 10+1. That's pretty nice. Players can perform a 10+1 with increased drop rates for Sora and Cloud, Kingdom Hearts version. Thankfully they didn't put the other version of Cloud on this banner art. Good job. Yeah, just pretty nice. Also, there's a find the free 10+1s. Oh, never mind. Sorry, that's just that. There it is. Hey, look, that's how you do it, in case you've never done it before. That's nice of Al. Or Gummy, whatever. But taking a look at it, it basically looks like a carbon copy posted event, as you can see. The guard armor is here. It really does look just basically exactly like the event that we have currently on the JP side, even with basically the same items. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. It's a little disappointing just to see this event so copy and pasted between both versions. I'm not a big fan of this. And talking about things that I am kind of disappointed about, I'm going to be honest. This looks pretty dull to me. Sora is basically, well, it looks like he has pretty much the exact same kit. It even has basically the same TMR and Super TMR. And as I have found out, yes, the Keyblade is only equipable by Sora, so this 160 attack item is basically good for Sora and then no one else. Even the abilities look to be pretty much the same on Sora. There's one key difference that I am noticing though, and that is basically stats and passives. If you go, now I'm not exactly 100% sure how they calculate all of this, but it basically looks like Sora's stats have just been shrunk from the JP side. Probably also the upgraded chaining ability won't be there yet. I'm assuming that this is going to be basically a true dual-wield Sora without that, and later he will just be increased to be basically like the JP side. And for most people on the JP side, Sora is not exactly the most exciting character for them. He has very consistent damage output. If he is the triple caster that he is on the JP side, and the MP costs are not adjusted, he can blow through MP pretty damn quickly, especially with Ars Arcanum, which is basically the ability that I have been just smashing enemies with. Speaking of smashing things, I want to smash my phone because it's locked me out again for no reason. Thanks, phone. But yeah, Sora is basically a pretty darn powerful character with a nice equipment setup. If you're curious about what he looks like, I think my JP review will basically be a good idea of what he will be like on the global side. He has plenty of good stuff as an attacker and a chainer. The only thing he is missing is elemental immune and debuffing. But he also has some nice break skills and everything. Other than that, his passives just look lower. Now, continuing on, let's take a look at the next character, which is Kingdom Hearts Cloud, and his Super TMR is not as good as the JP side. 180 attack instead of 190 attack, which makes sense. Less exciting, though, than Cloud already potentially was. I'll be interested to see what the true dual wield passive is on this, because you guys haven't got Axstar yet. And the interesting thing about Cloud's weapon is that it basically power creeps Axstar's TMR as well as Elfrida's. So this is pretty early to get that. So I'm going to be really surprised if there isn't some kind of, basic downside to it. Other than that, yeah, Cloud just looks to have lower passives again. It seems like that is the general thing. It doesn't look like there's anything different. One of the big things that Cloud gets in his new form is basically a 7-hit chaining ability that I do believe is Divine Ruination. I say believe because I actually don't have Cloud yet for Kingdom Hearts, nor will I probably get him. He was not the exciting character for me on this banner. His limit burst damage is probably going to be the biggest thing about him because there really isn't that much exciting about this new Cloud. He's basically the same unit with some chaining abilities, some better passives, and a strong limit burst. With Bahamut's Tear, that'll be good for anybody who has Bahamut's Tear, but other than that, this Cloud is not super exciting. Now there is a step-up banner on this, and if it wants to load, that would be just fantastic. And honestly, this step-up banner doesn't seem terrible. I mean, a 4-star ticket, 10 Trust Moogle, 8 guaranteed. Rainbow on step 3 for only 10k Lapis in. Ain't necessarily bad. 10% ticket. No general rainbow rate ups though, and while on the JP side, I definitely consider that most of the time a deal breaker. Here, I don't know, I guess it's okay. But other than the guaranteed Kingdom or character here, there's a big difference between the JP side and the global side. JP, for doing a lot of their step-ups, give limited time tickets, which can then be redeemed for either a Sora or a Cloud, so the step-up banner doesn't feel that great. If you have Lapis saved up, definitely do the step-up, because at least you're guaranteed something. Regular 10+1s are shit. Then we just have some, basically some gifts. Looks like we're getting some, extra raid coins, which is kind of nice. Some Chris, although tier 3, not tier 5. What? Was it just not in the budget, Gummy? Some stat pots, a 10+1 ticket, a select a unit ticket, which is always nice. Some why even bother Magicites, I guess, even if it is a set, and a 50% Trust Moogle, which is a weird thing to put as your last one. So, yeah, here are my general thoughts about this. The Kingdom Hearts banner, Sora is definitely a powerful unit that can dish out a lot of damage without it seeing exactly how his kit is. I'd like to see passives to see how comparable they are to the JP side, but the JP side, I've been very happy with Sora, especially because his TMR is pretty damn good and gives extra elemental resistance, extra MP recovery, and a fair amount of stuff. So I've been pretty damn happy with Sora. Cloud is a limit burst thing that if you don't have Bahamut's Tear is probably not the greatest investment in the world. And yeah, the banner itself, I mean, it's an inferior version of the JP banner, but not in any kind of a good way. So if you're super into him or into the Kingdom Hearts units, then I mean, you're probably going anyway, but for everyone else, this feels like a pretty easy pass. This is just a step-up banner, especially playing the JP side. The JP side just feels so much better of an investment than it was going to be on the global side, which is why I was not, going to invest anything in Kingdom Hearts. Although, let me take a look. Yeah, I don't have any tickets either, so I'm just not going for it on the global side. But with a strong TMR and a kit that I assume is basically the same thing but just weaker, Sora is definitely a great chainer. Cloud is a strong limit burst finisher, and that's the kind of the way it is. So, yeah, if nothing else, hey, maybe you'll get really lucky and get 2 Clouds or 2 Soras on that free pull. After all, free is good. It's kind of a Christmas gift. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. See you then.